Welcome to State of the City. My name is Todd Prafke. I'm the City Administrator here in St. Peter, and today is September 20th, and I have two missions today for this video blog, one of which is to talk about the workshop from just last night on Monday the 19th, and also a bunch of tidbits of information. So, without further ado, here we go. Here is the agenda from just last night, and as you can see, it's kind of the Public Works show. Public Works Department presentation, Front Street Substation. There's some discussion about some upgrades to the Front Street Substation, and then some discussion about some possible changes to some Public Works job descriptions. Now, as part of the presentation, Pete Moulton, our Public Work Director, and two of his superintendents, Tim Mayo and Jeff Knutson, came and visited quite a little bit about some of the activities that they have going on and some of the work that they do. As you might know, department heads come to workshops every once in a while and kind of get to talk about what they find interesting and what's important in their section of our city world. And so that was certainly the case last night. A couple of neat tables or graphs, actually, graphs that were put together by Public Works. I got to show you this one. This one is kind of fascinating. So you can see it right there. This is meant to show wastewater treatment, the amount of treatment they provide in millions of gallons in each month of those years. So if you're looking at this, it's really some fascinating stuff. So in the average month, we treat generally somewhere between 30 and 40 million gallons of wastewater. You'll see some blue lines there, mostly in 2011, but there's a couple in 2014 as well, where it's kind of spiked up a little bit. That shows when we've had high water along the river, on the Minnesota River. And that shows the impact of inflow and infiltration into our sewer system. But you can see in later years, 12, 13, 14, that has been reduced. That's because in 11 and 12, we did some work, we spent some money to try and close up some gaps and some holes in some of those sewage pipes that were closer to the Minnesota River. So that gives you a really good graphic representation about why we spent money to control inflow and infiltration, because obviously every gallon of wastewater that you treat costs something, and when we can keep groundwater, river water, other things kind of out of the system from leaking into the system, that saves us money, saves you money in the long run. So anyway, I thought a very interesting graphic for you. I've got one other one. This relates to water, and it talks about the 2012 through the 2014-15 year, and it shows the amount of gallons of water that we pump. So in 2012, you see about 438 million. In 2015, about 404 million gallons. That's how much water flows through our system. 400 plus million gallons. It's a lot of gallons that we utilize. I got to show you one other one here too. This relates to approved street maintenance program. And this pie chart shows, and I'll show you the legend here too. It's going to be a little bit hard for me to show on the screen here, but shows how much money we spend and in what sectors we spend money on your street maintenance program. So this relates to 2016, and the vast majority of money is spent on things like seal coating and patching, and then there's smaller versions of cement work. And last but not least, I want to show you this table, which talks about the street maintenance budget over the years and how it's changed. Some of that relates to in those early years, 2009 through 2010, where we had unallocation. So the state of Minnesota did not give us local government aid that they had anticipated, and this is one of the areas where we cut, and you can see we cut dramatically, 199 to 150,000, and then you see it going up as we had more resources to go up. We're going to go up again in 2017. Part of that relates to we're trying to continue to do more and more and more because we know that the condition of streets is really important to you. Secondly, we do it because, well, frankly, repairing streets gets more expensive. Petroleum projects, bituminous, seal coating, all those things get more expensive. So anyway, it's some great information that was presented last night to the City Council. So let me then go to tidbits really quick, because I know a lot of you are looking at that. And so I have a couple of tables that I want to show you. One of the most important things that we talk about is our budget, which is not only about numbers, it's about the plan for the upcoming year. And so I know some of you are very curious about what's going on with taxes. So I want to show you this piece of information. This shows tax rate for the years 2012 through estimated in 2017, and it shows what our tax rate has done over those years. So you can see it's been up, it's been down a little bit, up and down a little bit. We tend to do that. We tend to have a plan, and we levy what the council believes is needed to meet the service requirements or wants of the community. And so you can see how that goes up just a little bit. You'll in 2017, you'll see that we're anticipating a tax rate that's about 50.85. And so taxes go up and down just a little bit. I have a graph to represent how that looks on a line graph, if you can see that fairly well. Let me get both of my hands up there. So this is important stuff related to property taxes and how things fit together. I also want to mention that if you want to know more, if you want to see more exactly what the city's plan is, not just the numbers of the budget, but exactly what the plan is, we'll have a link attached to this, and you can always see this on the hot sheet. So here are the two links, and we'll attach this link, but you can see on the hot sheet. Within the hot sheet last week, this week, just tomorrow on the 21st, it'll come out, and then again a week later on the 28th, you'll see some very, very, very specific information related to the plan, the work plan that relates to the budget for the city of St. Peter. So you'll see how much we're planning for street repair, how much we're planning to fund for the third floor, how much we're planning to fund for employee costs. All of those kind of things are included in this information. So we'd really encourage you to take a closer look at that if you really want to know more about how the city sets its budget, what are priorities, what are the priorities that the city council sees as being in place that translate into numbers that frankly translate into taxes. So we want to be really clear about that and provide everyone the opportunity to have a look and see what they think about what the plan is for that 2017 year. A couple of other things that are kind of big picture for the city council. I've shown this before, but this is the list of the items of vital importance. So these are the things that the council uses as kind of that lens as they view actions, activities, and priorities, and things that they think are important and need additional care within our community. So certainly a community that treats all people like neighbors, a civil community, a community that has the opportunity for discussion, that treats people well. Proactive housing solutions, you see that kind of manifesting itself in what we're doing with housing programs at Traverse Green. We also have a new one that's likely to come out related to helping landlords improve rental properties. It's not our program, but it's one that we're going to promote that's being done by others within the state of Minnesota. Quality health care, of course, that relates to the community hospital. Business community that's thriving, action on changes within our demographics as we see us change, whether it's age or cultural background or whatever it might be. It might be interesting for you to see. Aesthetically distinctive, that means God, when you're in St. Peter, you know you're in St. Peter because it looks like St. Peter and not like someplace else. Improve sustainability, and I think that's not only from a we often think about that as environmental or energy, but it's also from a business model perspective. And available early childhood care and certainly exceptional schools and educational opportunities. Those are important for our community to thrive. So anyway, I wanted to mention those to you. Here's a couple of other ones that I have for you. Certainly urgent care is going. That's one of the services that's very important at the Prafke house yet, with kids still at home, but for everyone. And so we want to make sure that you know about urgent care here and how you can receive urgent care and the hours that it's going on at Rivers Edge Hospital. Great care close to home is one of the mottos that they use, and they certainly provide that here with urgent care. I also wanted to talk just a little bit about how last Thursday I think it was, I was at the Boomers and Beyond Expo put on by Sylvia Perrin and the Rec Department and some other groups, and had a great time visiting with people, passing out CFL light bulbs and some other trinkety kind of things. And so it was great to visit with people and have people sign up for boards and commissions and sign up to receive the hot sheet. So I want to promote that as well. Here we go. This is how you can get a hold of us. Our email address, our website, and on this website, if you go to the upper right-hand corner, you'll see weekly newsletter hot sheet. You can see the hot sheet. So it's all kinds of good stuff that we put together. We'd love it if you like us on Facebook. And there's where you can call us if you have any questions, or if you'd like me to come out and talk with your group or your organization to talk about, well, Nixle or street plowing or property taxes or whatever it is, we're happy to come out and visit with you. So with that, I think I'm going to stop this version of State of the City. Thanks for clicking on us. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your life to hear what's going on more in the city, and we look forward to hopefully you seeing us again next time. Have a great rest of the week.